Good morning, team. Good morning. Good morning. We are back. So just to catch you all up, I did continue trading yesterday after the live. We did actually start to get some movements. I was able to capitalize on a little bit of a sell-off that we had from the volume high back down to control, and I actually ended up in the green yesterday, just about 850. So the account now is at 52,035. So we are hopefully one trade away at this point of finishing this 50K account. And then we will have two funded accounts. So the goal for today, and we'll see how it goes. Today might be a funky day. We had some not so good data this morning. As you can see, market sold off on that. We're getting a little bit of support here now, but we'll see what happens when New York session opens in about a minute. And we have data. We have PCE prices coming out at 10, right? So in about 30 minutes. So we'll see. We're not going to force anything. We'll try to get a trade or two in to see if we can get this 50K account done as well. But we're not going to force anything today, right? Today might be, kind of a crappy trading day because of the news and things like that. And then we have some earnings later today too. One of them is Meta, I believe. Yeah, Meta, eBay, Microsoft. Those are all big earnings, right? A lot of big tech earnings. So we'll see. We'll see how the market reacts today. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. That's what we do. Make plans as we go. Data this morning, not so good. The sell-off happened because we did get some quarter-over-quarter GDP numbers, which showed some retraction. It showed some slowdown in our GDP, and I believe it's the first time that we've had a quarter slowdown since 2022. So that particular piece of data did not go over well for the markets, as you would imagine. It's just one quarter. It's the first quarter of a new presidency. We have all kinds of things going on with new policies, tariff stuff. I would almost expect to not have good economic data for the first, quarter or two or even three, maybe, It just started. We have 4 years still. If we go an entire year and we're still, retracting and then we go, into a recession or whatever, yeah, different story. But I tend to think that everybody, including the markets, which is just people, right, overreact to things, especially things that are new and not the norm, which is exactly what's happening right now. So with all that being said, see how the market goes. New York session is open. Again, if the music ends up being too loud at any point, just shoot me a comment and let me know. I'm trying to fine tune some things for the stream here to up the value and the quality for you guys. All right. So you can see here, let's just shoot over to the 15-minute quick. Here's our key levels based off of yesterday. You can see how the key levels once again reacted very, very strongly for points of interest until we got our sell-off. Now we're well below our key levels here. Doesn't mean that we won't come back up, but it also means, or it doesn't mean that we will either, right? We could continue selling off today. Who knows? We are sitting at a little bit of a support here from a few days ago, so we'll see. Pretty decent sell-off here, the first minute candle of the New York session. We did get some support here at the bottom. So we'll see. What I'm looking for here is probably a break above these highs here where price has not broken above yet. If we can get a break above here, then we'll look for a decent entry to probably run back up to our volume low. But I got to see the break here before I look for a long position to here overall. And honestly, depending on what we get for PCE prices in about 28 minutes, we could be continuing our downtrend today, but we'll see. All right. So far, we look okay to at least move back up to our high here. Getting some support down in this area here. You can see how price sold off pretty well. We started to slow down, making smaller movements to the downside. This is New York Open right here. Nice strong push there, but it was stopped almost immediately, and now we're pushing back up. Let's see if we can break these highs here. And then what I'll do is I'll look for a retest, and then we can try to take a long here up, somewhere in this general area. The target, if you were trading without a limit, would be volume low if we break these highs here. I mean, if we break the highs and get a retest that holds, right? You always want confirmation, or I do anyway. Didn't quite make it there yet. I don't know, we might not be running up. We might be continuing to the downside, honestly. Yeah, we are pushing back towards our lows again. I mean, so the same would apply in the opposite direction. If we break our low here, then we'll look for some continuation. We'll look for a retest. If the retest holds, then we'll take a short. The short's probably more likely today anyway, so it's probably a safer bet. Oh yeah, that. So nice strong push right through our lows of the day. Pushing through the support. Oh, just about. We went right down to the lowest wick from a few days ago. So we really got to see this wick be taken out with some motivation behind it. All right. It's kind of a slow, not the strongest move past the support there. So I would stay cautious here still. We've already made a pretty good move to the downside. $267 points just off of the news. This was 8:30 when the news came out. All right, that's your sell-off from news. Obviously much more than that from highs of the day, right? All right, still moving to the downside. Let's try to see where we're headed here. Take a look at the 1 hour. We've pushed past. This was the support that I was talking about before. So we really have, well, I guess we have another support right where we're at based off of these highs. We got a little wick right there too. So we might have some support here. All right, we'll see. Just give it a little bit more time to work itself out. Got a little bit more conviction now with our move, our continued move to the downside. Oh, goodness. Still going. Just looking back here, while price is doing what it's doing here, this would have been a good entry here, to be quite honest with you. We bounced here off of New York Open with a slow, or slower retrace that did not break above previous high. We basically tested New York Open here and got rejected. Tried again, got rejected with a very, very strong bearish close here, pretty much taking out almost 2 candles. This, going with the trend here, this would have been a great entry right there on the close of this candle. We tried and failed twice here and closed bearishly. Strong bearish close here, not even a wick. This would have been a good entry to catch this move to the downside. Always looking back to see what I missed and what I can learn. All right, last candle in the first 15 minutes here. So you can see our opening range goes from here to here. See if we still have more downside here. We might be finally getting some support here. Just remember we have PCE prices coming out in 13 minutes. We also have consumer spending, personal income. So a decent amount of data coming out at 10 a.m. We got data tomorrow too. We got ISM manufacturing, PMI. That's going to be a big one. S&P manufacturing, PMI. You have your normal initial and continued jobless claims, which have been pretty stable for a while now. So unless we get something way off base with one of those numbers, those don't really do much these days. Then you have Amazon and Apple report earnings tomorrow after market close. So today you have Microsoft, you have eBay, you have Meta. Tomorrow you got Apple and Amazon. Busy week. You had Tesla earlier this week, right? Or was that last week? I don't remember now. But a lot of the big tech, your Mag 7 reporting this week. All right, nice little retracement here. Getting some selling pressure here already. I would have liked to have seen price come back up to your bottom here. Doesn't have to work that way. Yeah, we're gonna wait anyway. I don't want to be in or around when the news comes out at 10. So we're gonna stay clear of the market for the next 8 to 10 minutes. Let that PCE data come out. Let the market do its overreaction, and then we'll go from there. If the PCE data doesn't come out good either, obviously we'll definitely I don't want to say definitely, but likely we'd see a continued sell-off today. If the PCE prices come in at expectations or better, we might see some volatility, honestly, because now we have conflicting data. So let's wait for that to come out. Let's stay safe, stay out of the market for now. We've already moved 2.5% from highs of the day today down to where we are now, or to the low. 2.5% is 488 points. We've already moved to the downside. So from highs of the day down to lows, 2.5%. So it's a big move already. Zooming out a little bit more, looking for a target. We are sitting on some support here. You know, pretty clear. Oh, and we're retesting the 200-day moving average. Look at that. How convenient. Right before the data. It always works out that way, right? Yeah, so if the data does not come out good, we might see a pretty decent sell-off, breaking back below the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour. Give us some room there. This is the day chart. We haven't reached the 200-day on the day chart. Peaked up here. Pretty good sell-off there on the day so far. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic for longs today, right? Doesn't look that great on the 4-hour chart either. The 1-hour chart. Yeah, today might be a short kind of day. But let's see what the market tells us, right? All right, it's about 4 minutes left until the data comes out. That's really the key right now. Yeah, our US GDP quarter over quarter. Previous was 2.4%, right? Still growth. The forecast was negative 0.2%. We got negative 0.3%. So that's really where your sell-off is coming from here. And that came out at 8:30. So you can see that right here. Here's your 8:30 candle. Some volatility, indecision, poop. All right, we broke lows here. Broke lows before the data came out. All right. And then your US ADP employment change, which was the other big one this morning at 8:15. The expectation was 115K. We got 62. So not the greatest data sets this morning. So PCE is going to be pretty important. And then you have, again, you have personal income, real personal consumption, pending home sale, pending home sales change, and then pending homes index. All of that comes out in 2 minutes. So we could either drive the market much lower or create some confusion. And uncertainty. We all love uncertainty in the market, don't we? Canadian GDP month over month came out today, and they're also negative. Came in at a negative 0.2% also. There's a whole lot of data came out today. German GDP came out, Italian GDP. All right. Here we go. 30 seconds left to watch the market create chaos. Drum roll. All right, get ready for the big candle moves. Oh yeah, look at that volatility coming in. Woo! I'm just waiting on the numbers here. Which way we going? That's not as wild as I thought it was going to be honest with you. I wonder if these numbers are coming in a little bit better. That's going to create some confusion or uncertainty, and we get volatility. Come on. Where are the numbers at? Okay, core PCE. Core PCE month over month, 0. Forecast was 0.1%. We got 0%. Core PCE year over year, 2.6%. That's what our forecast was. So match there. What else? PCE price year over year, 2.3%. The forecast was 2.2. U.S. consumer spending month over month, the actual was 0.7%. Forecast was 0.6. So consumer, what was the previous? Previous was 0.4%. So people are still spending money. Huh. So these numbers weren't bad. They were pretty much at expectation. Your consumer spending was a little bit better than expected and previous month, which tells you that the consumer, regardless of what people say on the news or whatever, still spending money. They're not really like holding back. Yeah, it's interesting because yesterday we had Starbucks had earnings yesterday, and the earnings were not good, which you would think would tell you that consumer is starting to pull back on their spending, but their outlook was good. They were saying how they weren't worried about the outlook, the future here. So, yeah, not as much volatility as I thought here. And the fact that we just didn't get a dump to the downside is a good thing. Because like I said, these numbers came in pretty much at expectation. Personal income month over month, the actual was 0.5%, forecast was 0.4%, previous was 0.8%, so it's a little bit less, but really minuscule there. It's not bad. Is it enough to move the market up, though, today? So the biggest move here in the personal income is in motor vehicles and parts. All right. Not bad here. Yeah, US, okay, so PCE price index year over year came in slightly better than expected. Month over month came in at 0, which was expectations. Core PCE year over year came in at expectation, and then core month over month 0. We were looking for 0.1%. So slight miss on some of these, but nothing catastrophic. Yeah, consumer spending month over month, a little bit higher than expected, and previous month, real personal consumption, same thing, higher than expected and way higher than previous. Pending home sales, our pending home sales change month over month was 6.1%. We were expecting 1%. And then pending homes index, 76.5%. The previous was 72. All right, well, let's see what the market does here. We'll get some consolidation, I'm sure, here until the market digests the information. Not good data earlier this morning, not terrible data just now, which again, kind of, you get conflicting reports. So which ones do you weigh more than the other? I don't know. GDP was kind of a big one this morning, and the fact that it was the first time that we were in contraction since 2022 may outweigh the rest of it. All right, let's see what we get here. We are starting to build a nice little shelf here. As you can see, we had our dip below, but we pushed right back up once we got our news. Starting to get some consolidation here around our current control. All right, nice push there. So let's see if we can't break previous highs here and then get some kind of retest, and then maybe we can try a long position. We'll see. Today, obviously, is going to be a light day, position-wise, especially if we're going to go long. If we do end up taking a short, we could probably go a little heavier because that's, that's the direction of the day anyway. So that would be a better play. So I said back here that I would have liked to see price come back up and retest these lows here. That might be what we're doing. So let's watch price here carefully. See if we get a retest there, if we break through. And maybe we'll catch the passing of our second 50K account on live again. We'll call it the first one during live session. See if we can catch the next one. So I just want to point out on the 15-minute chart here, our current candle has overtaken the previous candle completely. We got just under 2 minutes left for this one to close. So that is just something to keep in mind as we're retesting these lows here. it may be an indication of a change in direction, but obviously we have no confirmation of that yet. But just something to keep in the back of your mind on a little bit of a bigger time frame. And still pushing. It looks like this current 15 is going to close very strong. Yep. So the next spot is going to be these highs here. Right. If we retest here, this still could be a pivot point here, or that could be the confirmation of a change in direction for the day. Pushing. Nice volume on that last 15-minute also. Zoom out here so you guys can see. Very, very strong push back on this 15 here. Closed very strong. Our next target is going to be these highs here. All right. Problem with getting big news early in the morning is a lot of times like that move has already been made for the day. So these news days seem to be pretty slow. Not always, but 70% of the platform is long. $246. $246. And the average long price is like right here. It's interesting. Slow moving. Slow moving. There we go. Maybe we'll get our push here. Retest these highs here and see what market's going to do. Oh, goodness. Trying. 75% of the platform is now long. They're probably targeting these highs too, so you probably get a lot of take profit here. So I would be careful. Even if we do make it up to these highs here, you're probably going to get a lot of take profits. There might be some stop losses up here. So there might be plenty of liquidity here to, well, either to continue to the downside, or you're going to get your push back up to our volume low here, but we'll see. Well, we got to get there first. Slowing down a little bit. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen you here before. Good. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. Shaping up to be a nice, boring day in the market. The move has been made already. Now, we might not even have enough to make it up to these highs here. Let's see. I trade the NASDAQ futures. That's it. No Forex for me. Come on. So I would like to see price move back up to our highs here. Regardless of whether we're going to get rejected or not, I want to see price move up here because over here is where we know we have liquidity, right? You have take profits are probably set up here from people who are long. You most certainly have stop losses up here from people who took shorts here. You're going to have breakout traders probably stepping in here. So you're going to have a lot of liquidity here. So this is where price most likely wants to go. So I'm not going to make any moves until we hit these highs here. And then we'll see what price does. Hey, nice Bali, huh? I would love. It's on the list. Once this works, it's on the list of places to visit. Have you lived there long? Almost there. One last little push here. 17K day for you. All right. Hey, good for you. Good for you. And welcome. I don't know if I've seen you here before either. What were you trading and what did you take? Shorts, longs? Can't wait for the day where I can say, I just made 17K in a day too. We're getting there. My best days are averaging about 1,000 a day right now. And that's not super consistent yet. So I want to hear about Bali, and I also want to hear about your 17K day. Come on, let's share. And while we're waiting, we are just about reaching our highs here. So this right now is what we're looking at for an area of interest, seeing how we're well below our marked outlines for the day. But like I was explaining before, we know we have lots of liquidity sitting here just based off of these previous highs. Again, you know, you have stop losses here, you have take profits here. You're going to have breakout traders putting in orders here. So here's going to be a very, very good place to pay attention to what price is doing. We're either going to sweep or we're going to run. Been here a few times, so my bad. Well, welcome back. Thank you. Shorted in the 850 to 910. Oh, you grabbed the sell-off. Nice. You trading NQ also, or what are you trading? $8.50 to $9.10. You caught this move here? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I tried Forex a couple times. It didn't work for me, but we all have our own assets that work for us, right? But I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, NQ. Beautiful. So you caught this little move here and you made 17K? That was actually a pretty good move here. That's a really nice setup here. I like that, if this is what you caught. It's really nice. We did not break the high here. Get a nice move down. Nice. All right, so we did push past our highs here. So let's pay attention to what price is going to do. The fact that we did move past it makes me feel like we do have continuation to the upside. Keeping in mind that today is obviously still very bearish, but that could change, right? Trade what the market tells us. What I would like, though, is a retest and a hold. That would give me more confirmation, and I would feel better about getting into longs, and then we can target our volume low here, if that's going to be the case. If the market gives it to us, like I said, you got a lot of liquidity sitting here, so we could just run. This could be a nice liquidity run, and that'll be the move, but we'll see. Stay patient and wait for the proper entry. Nice volume here too, as we pushed through the highs. This is nice. Not bad here. All right. I appreciate you guys all stopping in to watch. All right. This is not bad structure here. I would also, I kind of like to see a stronger continuation, to be honest with you. We got a lot of volume coming in, but we're not making big moves with our candles yet anyway. So let's see if we can get a pullback, and let's see if we can see liquidity being eaten up somewhere down here. Then we can try for a long position. I don't need much. I need $1,000 trade here to pass our second 50K count. So, but I'm not going to force a trade, right? We'll wait for the opportune moment, wait for the right signals, and then we'll see what we get. Definitely got some orders coming in here. The tape is flowing, but it looks like price is getting stopped. We're starting to create a shelf here with the sellers being slightly in control here, but we'll see if we can break these wicks. It's like 50-50 right now on the tape. You get a bunch of red come through, you get a bunch of green. Definitely got a battle happening right here. And you can see that on the chart, you know. You can see the buyers trying to push, the sellers come in. Buyers try to push, sellers come in. And the sellers are stopping price at a very particular place here, right? So this shelf is important. And that's your fourth one. A lot of times when you see this, 4 candles where you've tried and gotten rejected, it doesn't really matter which side it's on, top or bottom. You're being stopped, right? It's like a hard stop right here. So it doesn't mean necessarily that you go short. We've pushed past these highs here. So let's see price roll, right? Let's see if we get any kind of support down here first. We're already getting a little support here. You're actually retesting these highs right now. Okay. So you were retesting these highs. You were holding above this last wick here, but we just pushed through it. So we're going to have a little bit more downside before we either get more support or we continue. We might just come back down to our control here. Just a waiting game now. If we push back up before we get to, let's say, this level down here, honestly, I'd be looking to see if we don't break here. And then I might short this. If we get a pullback first, and then we hold, you know, somewhere down in this area here where majority of volume is or was, then I might feel okay taking a long. So it looks like we're doing that here. Very tight range here for most of our volume. I just want to take a look quick here. Yeah, that's what I thought. We were just about 50% of that initial leg down here. So in the 1 hour, we overtook the previous 1 hour. Okay. 15-minute, we've pushed above this structure here. Let's see. Let's see what price does. We're not really in any position to make a decision yet. That's the thing. So flipping through here, through the other time frames, you're getting conflicting stories. So we're not in a position yet to really make a decision. Like I said, if we push back up into this area and get rejected again, that might be a good place to short. At least down into this area here first. Maybe that's your first take profit. But price is just moving really slow. And like I said earlier, that's kind of the thing with days like today. When you have news that comes out early, especially a whole bunch of news, your move was already done today. I push past there. Your next structure really is down here. You can see that in your volume profile here, right? And we might just get some consolidation here for a little bit. We got a minute and a half left to our current 15-minute candle. So honestly, we might as well wait for that to close just to see what it tells us. All right, nice little push there. Nice push back into our liquidity. And push through. Okay. Really nice move there. We push past, not by much. All right, it's a good strong close on that 15. Gives us a little bit more of the story, but nice volume build on that move also. Oops. All right, these 3 candles here, nice volume build. This last candle, decent amount of volume there, and we didn't go anywhere. So these are the little things that I look for that basically make me ask, you know, do the buyers have enough to continue an upside, right? Or are the sellers still kind of in control here? You know, there's a ton of volume here, but this candle really didn't go anywhere. No, I don't really pay attention to fundamentals because I'm an intraday. I look for liquidity. I mark out key levels based off of liquidity from previous days, and I just trade pretty much solely off of liquidity and key levels. I don't really pay attention to fundamentals. I'm not in the market long enough for that to really matter for me. Once I start to build my own capital and I get into swing trading, because I do plan on getting into swing trading as a second, flow of income down the road. That'll be more based off of fundamentals and technicals, I guess. But when you're in the market for a longer period of time, then I personally believe that fundamentals matter a little bit more. But me being in the market for 10 to 15 minutes per trade, the fundamentals make no difference at all. That's my opinion. So for me, I just look for liquidity in the market, and I'm relatively new to that. Actually, for some reason, not too long ago, it kind of just clicked where I just started seeing things that I've never seen before. I've been doing this for 3 years, more seriously for the last 15 months, and I just started picking up on where buyers and sellers are sitting. And then based off of that, you use price action to tell you where big money wants price to go. So a structure like this is very clear that there's liquidity sitting here. And the majority of it is sellers, right? because price kept getting pushed back here, and they were stopping price at a very particular point. So you did get a move back, but the other part of that is finding liquidity in key levels. Here we're in no man's land, so you don't take any trades off of this because there is no real clear message to be had here as far as direction, right? This is just simply liquidity saying, well, at this moment in time, the buyers don't have enough, or the sellers aren't willing to give up their positions here. So the price has to come back for buyers to gain more liquidity so that they can push price up further. So what I do is I look for liquidity, but I look for them in key levels that are set based on previous day, New York session, because that's what I trade. And then I use that to look for entries and exits. So to be honest with you, the way today looks, we could continue pushing up here, and you can see how it's starting to slow down. We're making higher highs, but not very far, right? So price is starting to slow down. Buyers are starting to either become exhausted or whatever the story is there. If we were to continue to push up, I probably wouldn't take anything until we got to our volume low here, which is the low end of our trading range from yesterday. Here, you have liquidity, and a lot of it based off of yesterday, based off of the structure you see here, where we dipped below, we came back up, retested, and quickly moved back down, or through and down, right? So that's my strategy, and that leaves me basically free and open to make trades at my discretion. I'm not checking off boxes. I don't have one set, that strategy that you have to follow every time. My opinion, and from my experience, the market is dynamic and very fluid, and one strategy may work one day, and then the next day it isn't going to work. So I don't use any indicators other than a volume profile, and I base my trades off of what the market is telling me. I don't have a daily bias. I don't have any of that, because all of those things can change within the day. So I just look for liquidity, and I look for what the market is telling me. I look to see, where the big money wants to send price. So that's how I passed my first evaluation, by using this. And it's less stress, I guess, having to wait for, oh, okay, that box is checked off. Let me wait for the next one to get checked off. Okay, that one's nah. I just watch, listen to the music, let price tell me what it's doing. So here you can see the majority of trades so far have been taken in this general area here, right? And look at what's happening here. This was a resistance before. It has now become a support, right? So price is holding. Buyers are holding price here. Every once in a while we dip through and grab liquidity. So here is our liquidity, right underneath here. And every time price comes down to this point, look at what happens. That's the story that the market is giving right now. And then I look for entries based off of that. So right now, I know that buyers do want to push price higher, but then I also know that there's a lot of liquidity sitting up here. So now I just wait for a confirmation, which is either a break above or below. That'll give me an idea of direction. And I wait for an entry. You can say, oh, this is a really nice stop with this candle here, right? And a really nice push up basically taking over 2-3 candles previously. But for me, I like to get in where my stop losses are going to be tiny. And if I got in on this candle here, my stop loss would have to be below this candle, but honestly, probably below this structure here, because that's the furthest into this liquidity that we've gone. And so my stop loss would be huge, which means I would have to target somewhere up here. And to be quite honest with you, the way the market's moving here, I don't know if it has enough to get up there, which is keeping me out right now. So I don't know if that answers your question. I went on a little rant there, sorry. But that's just how I do it. I just read the market and I look for liquidity. And I wait. That's the most important thing that I've learned is I just wait until I get the right signal, and then I get in. Sorry about the rant. I do that sometimes. So, price is being held here. What I look for is a continuation of breaking highs, right? And the moment that we don't get that, which is this structure here, right? So this low here, the job for the liquidity of this low here is to break the previous high. We didn't get that. Sellers still came in here and pushed price down. So we are either now stuck in a consolidation, right? And nobody wants to get into a trade in consolidation. That's terrible. Or we're building a position here. Either the buyers or sellers are building a position because they have to do it little by little. They can't just buy 1 million contracts with all their monies that they have. So this is what happens. That's consolidation. So somebody, whether it's the sellers or the buyers, are building a position here by allowing price to continue to come back to particular levels. And then we'll get a move. Well, you get a manipulation and then your move, usually. So we just wait. I just wait. Wait for the manipulation or wait for the move. And then I try to go with the big money. Nice move by the buyers here. Again, having trouble pushing past the previous high. And your sellers are coming in. Now we have 2 minutes left, or 1.5 minutes left in our current 15-minute candle. There we go. They just peaked above. I don't like to place trades when we're that close to close of candles, especially in a larger time frame, because price really starts to move when you get closer to those closes, right? And anything can happen here. I mean, we have 1 minute and 20 seconds. A lot could happen in 1 minute and 20 seconds, right? We can move all the way back down to lows of the day in the next candle. So when we start to get close to the close of candles on the larger time frame, I wait for those candles to close to really be able to see the story, right? What is the market saying? So we did peak above, right? Let's see if it was enough for the buyers. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. I hope it helps. Seeing the market this way for the first time in years has changed everything for my trading. But that's just me. Everybody has their own way of trading, their own way of seeing things. We're in the last 8 seconds here of the 15-minute candle, and this is why I wait. Here we go. So not a bad close to the 15-minute. What concerns me is we could not close above the previous one. We wicked above a little bit, but we didn't close here. So again, a couple things could be happening here. We could be consolidating here now, or we could have just been building a position. What I do like is the buyers are stepping up here at the end, especially in the larger time frame here, right? We are getting some buyers pushing price up here. Let's see if we can keep going. But none of this means anything for me as far as getting into a position. It's moving real slow here, which means you can get a change in direction really any moment in time. That's nice. Those are the nice big moves and closes that you like to see. That gives me a little bit more confidence that price is coming here, right back to our volume low. Nice volume on that, right? Nice push, strong close. We closed at the top. That's not a bad picture. Not a bad picture. Holding price up on the next candle. I like that too. All right. And the move to volume low. Come on. So at this point for me, because we are so close to here now, and this was such a slow move here, I need to see price come here. And then I either want to see a bounce off of this or a move past it. And to be quite honest with you, today may be a day that I don't trade, and I'm okay with that. I was already ready for that, knowing that all of that news and data was coming out today. Plus, we have earnings for, big companies, right? Tech companies, Mag 7, Meta, and Microsoft are today after market close. We might not get a lot more movement in the market, because the move was made back here already. And then we have earnings today. Look at this shelf here. Now this shelf, without any wicks though, this tells me buyers are still in control here because they're pushing price all the way up without sellers really coming in. So this is kind of a structure where we're going to come back, we're going to retest, and then this candle or the next one is going to move right back up, maybe. So the wicks of candles is what really tells the story, or the lack thereof, I guess. Really big dip in volume here. Yeah, this kind of looks like it's just going to slowly move back up for a little while here. Trade of the day for me would have been back here. If you guys missed that when I talked about it, here's New York session open. We pushed down, not quite reaching previous lows. Pretty decent pushback up. Nice little pullback. Retested New York session highs twice. Failed with a very, very strong bearish candle here. Entry should have been here. Stop loss here. Really nice move. There you go. Took a little longer, but it went. You're going to break that peak. Struggling a little bit here, but the buyers are holding. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we break out. I don't know how far it'll go, but I mean, at this point here, we're most likely, I don't want to ever say definitively, coming to our key level here. There you go. There's your break above. Yeah. Yeah. So my next area of interest is here. We'll see price come up to here, see what the price action does, and then make a decision from there. If it takes too long, honestly, I'm not going to hang around too long today just because we're not moving very much. It's very slow. And I don't want to be in a trade for an hour long. You know what's interesting? Just realized we're retesting lows of yesterday. So keep that in mind too. Retesting lows of yesterday. Always look left. That was a hard lesson for me to learn too. I would take trades and then I would look left and I would immediately be like, oh man. Kind of makes me wonder if we are going to come up here now. We'll see. There we go. Pushing. Come on. All right, while we're waiting for this to make a move here, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Be right back. And we're back. Still didn't get there, huh? What a boring day. Come on. Hmm. We just need one good move here. Very, very slow moving. Very slow moving day. Let's see what kind of news we got. Let's look to see what the Fed rate monitor is saying after PCE prices today. So we are sitting at a 93.5% chance of no cut in May. What's today? Yeah, so that's in a week basically. May 7th is the next FOMC meeting and rate decision. So we're pretty solid on getting no cut in May so far. But we're also creeping up for a cut in June. We're sitting at 61.7% chance of a 25 basis point cut in June. And then another one in July. That's what's being priced in right now. And another one in September. So there's your reason for your change in direction once we got PCE prices. PCE prices showing that inflation is still trending in the right direction and could invite opportunity for rate cuts. The problem is just because the market thinks that doesn't mean that the Fed does. All right, we're inching our way up here to key level. I didn't quite make it there, but definitely getting some pushback already. Oh, yeah. I mean, with some volume build there too. Look at that. Hmm. Goodness. It's a quicker rejection than I was ready for. See if we take another stab at it here. All right, 2 minutes left here in the current 15-minute. There we go. Let's try this again. Yeah, if you're talking about this setup here, that's what I'm waiting for. Confirmation that we're getting rejected here, and I'm looking for a short. No, I think you're on the right track here. Looking for selling positions here. It just didn't, it caught me a little off guard because it didn't quite, I would expect it actually to peak above and then, push back down, but this was a very quick rejection here. And again, we're 30 seconds away from our 15-minute candle to close. We're still getting rejected here. Let's see if this retests again. I'm not worried about getting in like right here. We have lots of down room. I'd rather have confirmation that we are getting rejected here. It's just not quite reaching what I wanted to show me. We didn't break there. We got shut down there. I mean, let's see if we retest again. And the reason why is because we still closed bullish here. So we still don't really have any indication that we are turning here. I like to see another retest, I think. Keep in mind, you know, you might get some consolidation here too. It doesn't have to come up here, right? That's just what I was looking for, but we are looking like we're getting rejected. But that 15-minute chart makes me a little bit, makes me want to wait a little bit longer. I don't want to get caught in something that looks like we're getting rejected and then we just blow right through here, right? So we'll wait a little bit longer. Patience is key. Give it a little bit more time. We've waited this long already. Might as well give it a couple more minutes, right? So you got some liquidity here. You can see the buyers stepping up. So that's what I don't want to get caught in. It's just buyers building, you know, position here and then they move through. It's not bad there. Until the buyers step in. Yeah, watch for the push through. So you're building a shelf here too. You can see where price is not closing below a certain price point here. We're wicking below, but then buyers come in and push the price back up, right? And you're getting the same resistance up here as well, but the buyers are really holding their own down here. See if the sellers can hold that there. All right, nice little push down there. I like that. I don't want to get stuck in consolidation, so I'm just waiting a little bit longer here. Buyers are still trying. All right, last two candles of the current 15-minute. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we could get a last-minute effort here to push back up. That's why we wait. So we got a nice strong push effort up, and we are getting rejected, but at least now we're at the zone that we were looking for, right? Let this 15-minute candle close. And to be quite honest with you, it may not be finished. You know, we might move up a little bit here and consolidate around our actual key level here. This was fake out. All right, we actually closed pretty strong there. So now we can see whether or not we're actually going to get a rejection here, or if we're going to keep moving up. A lot of volume on that last candle here. And, you know, when you look at the 15-minute, you still look very bullish. So we might still have some time ahead of us here. So we're retesting this shelf here. That's what it looks like. Also look like buyers are stepping in there, so I would not be surprised if we get a move higher. But let's see how we do here. Buyers are still maintaining so far. So buyers are still in control here. All right, we're retesting.
Call you in the morning, okay? It's not enough.
Not bad. Didn't really move as quickly as I would have liked it to.
Call you in the morning, okay? Mom,
So we came up, we came back below, we retested, got rejected again, we're trying again. Now we got a flow of orders coming in. All right, that looks a little bit better. I like that. That tells the story much better.
Not enough.
I'd rather be sure that we are turning here. I mean, because quite honestly, we have plenty of down room, downside. So I'd rather be sure. I'd rather make sure that the buyers just aren't building a position here to continue moving up. Retesting again. Watch out for a breakout here to the upside. We peaked past. Is that a rejection again? We're gonna try a short position here. Yeah, it's like max of what I want a stop loss to be, so not bad. If we break lows here, I'm gonna immediately move to break even just to be safe here. Yeah, I'm gonna move to break even now. We're gonna bring this down to, that's all we need. If it works, it works. It doesn't, no big deal. We gave it the old try. See, and this is why I move so quick, right? We still have plenty of liquidity down here. I wanted to get a good position, and that was like my max. I don't like to risk more than 500 on a trade. But if we were going to continue lower, I was okay taking that position to the downside there. But I did not want to lose on that trade, so moving stop loss to break even quickly, totally okay with that. This I don't like the look of, because we came right back down to this shelf here that you can see now, right? Got plenty of buyers here, so that worries me. But you give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's the market. But it was a good, that was a good shot, I would say. We came up, got rejected a third time with some volume. It's not the greatest volume, but these two candles here provided some volume. So we got in, I think, just at the right time. We may be continuing to the upside here. Let's see. It's 12 o'clock now. Yeah. So normally I don't like to trade past 12 o'clock because with the NASDAQ, usually the volume really kind of tapers off in the afternoon until you get to the afternoon session, 2, 3 o'clock, power hour, what they call it. But lately, the the market has been making like a second move in the afternoon after 12 o'clock. I don't like to sit here and stare at charts all day. So we'll see. Maybe I'll give it another minute or two. We're still getting rejected here. So we still may have a move to the downside. If we break these highs here and we continue to the upside, I'm going to call it a day because I'm not going to trade up in that area there. If we do get a move to the downside, maybe I'll stick around. I mean, honestly, the shorts are probably a little safer today, especially where we are now. But at this point, I'd have to see some break in structure. We're holding pretty well here, but we're also holding pretty well here. I think that was a good try. I'm not mad at it. think I'm okay with that. It's a good setup. We're at a key level. We waited all day for it. Now I need a nap. So this consolidation here, this is like somebody giving you information that means absolutely nothing to you, because there's no indication as to what direction we're going to go. The only indication we have really is our key level here, and that doesn't necessarily have to hold. So at this point, we gave it a shot off of the third rejection, but because we keep coming back up here, we need to see either a break of these highs or a break of these lows here in order to have some idea of a possible direction. And like I said, if we go up, I'm going to be done for the day. I'm not going to wait for, because I'm not going to take longs here, to be honest with you. The way we're sitting, the way the market is, all you need is one little Truth Social host, and you end up tumbling again. I don't want to be on that side. I might get a little move here. There you go. All right. Even here, you would expect like a breakout here. We just have like no enthusiasm in either direction, to be honest with you. So, all right, I'm going to be done for today. I sat here long enough. I appreciate you guys all watching. I appreciate the conversations with all you guys. I hope all you guys are doing good today, better than me. Although I'll take a break-even day as a win. We didn't lose anything. We're still only one trade away from passing the second 50K account. And tomorrow's another day. Maybe the market will figure itself out and we'll be able to catch a move. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And if you're interested in a free Discord, link for that is in the description down below. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning for our next live session. Have a good day. Stay green.